Hey guys, here's my shop front, and today I'm going to be discussing getting found within Etsy, how to rank best as possible in the searches, the way that I've done it. This is probably the single best way that I could actually help you guys, believe it or not. I'm giving away all my secrets to you, but they're in bits and pieces since there's a lot to business. So let's get started. First I'm going to run you through my stats page. So we will be doing a video just on stats, and I've been sick, so I don't work with the clay when I'm sick. Hopefully as soon as I'm better I'll get those back up, but in the meantime maybe I can get a couple of these guys up for you. So I go to the top right hand side of my screen, pull down the drop down menu, and I click on Shop Stats. And Etsy, actually, I really do like their shop stat system. I have a love-hate relationship with Etsy, but they do certain things extremely well. So here are my stats, and as far as getting found in the searches, there is something you can really do to help yourself. Keywords. Let's see if I could zoom in a little bit. So, this still isn't very clear. Sorry guys. I'll zoom back out to the normal size. Okay, so up here it says keywords, and it shows within Etsy, Google, and other search engines. And this is how people are finding your listings. Now, most of them you'll see will actually be within Etsy most of the time. So here for today, Polymer Clay is how two people found me. Best Friend Necklace is how two people found me. Now when you're not getting a whole lot of traffic, that's, you know, it kind of tells you what people are looking for at the moment, but what you want to do as you have more time on Etsy is you go for stats. There's a little drop down, and you could even look at, say, the last 30 days. Or you can do all time. And so we'll scramble down to keywords, and you'll see in the last month the most that people searched by me for is sweet and savory trinkets, which is my shop name. The next way people found me the most was Best Friend Necklace. The next is food jewelry, the next is miniature food, and they are primarily Etsy searches. Out of all these searches you see right here in this section, 2 people came in through Google and 1 came in through somewhere else. So as far as the searches go and finding my listings. So those are extremely valuable. Now the longer you have it over more time, the better you'll see the results. I'll do one more, and I'm going to look at last time. The sweet and savory trinkets was never a big one for me, but I think that is actually thanks to you guys, because I'm starting to get views coming in from YouTube. Now, this is the biggest secret that I really shouldn't share, but I really want to share it with you. So, over the past 3 years and 3.5 years that I've been selling the miniature food jewelry exclusively, for the very top 2 results are miniature food and food jewelry. That's how people found me, meaning people typed into a search bar miniature food, and 4,369 people clicked. Then you'll see food jewelry, 4,010 people clicked in. And then the next one is Polymer Clay Food at 2,609. So that already drops in half, and everything else is less than that. So the big money words there are miniature food and food jewelry as far as the way people find you. So how does that help you get found? Now let me show you how Etsy search works. And it is, I'm sure, a complicated algorithm. But we just go into the top here, and I'm going to put in food jewelry. So right now it says that there are 25,318 listings in food jewelry. So how do we get found? Now, the way that it works primarily is by relevancy. So if you were to exclude the ads and go by the regular listings, all the other listings here, here's my snow cone, all of the listings you will see on at least the first 20 pages will have food jewelry in the titles and the tags. So you see food jewelry together. In this case, look, food jewelry here, miniature food, and then I'm sure it says jewelry right at the end there, food jewelry, food jewelry. Mine is miniature food jewelry. Then let's see. As you can see, the titles are longer and it cuts off. Food jewelry, food jewelry, food jewelry, food jewelry, food jewelry. As you can see, that's a common theme. So if you want to show up in a search for food jewelry, you need to have that written just as it is in your title and in the tags. Not a tag saying food and a tag saying jewelry, but one tag actually saying food jewelry. Now, I find that you get the most bang for your buck trying to phrase things together. That would be something people would search for. So let's see. Here is my actual listing, and you can see my listing. So for here we have Rainbow Snow Cone Charm. Now that describes it, and I want to show up under Snow Cone Charm. So it was important that Snow Cone Charm is in the title. Now miniature food jewelry, as you could tell, I have that together. So that means I would come up relevant in a search for miniature food jewelry, miniature food, or food jewelry. So all three of those combinations would bring me up. I put pendant in there as well because it could be a necklace pendant, but there's also polymer clay food charm, because food charm is something that somebody might look for. They might look for food charm, food necklace, food ring. So instead of trying to find something like, I'm looking today for a snow cone something, jewelry to wear, somebody might just be saying, hey, I want some food jewelry, or I want to see what the new food jewelry is out there. I want dessert jewelry, or I want breakfast jewelry. So you need to think about how to describe it and use multi-word phrases that you think people would want to use. So that is one part of the algorithm, the big part. And if you don't have your items relevant, they're not going to show up. So if you want to show up in food jewelry, it's critical you have both those in the titles and the tags. So Etsy, in their search, if you look up food jewelry, that's what they look for in the titles and the tags. If you have them in both, you're going to be in the first group that's selected. Now, beyond that, they'll look up the term food in the titles and tags and look up the title jewelry in titles and tags. So, so those will have less weight to them. So you really need to have the whole term to come up in the first batch. Now I want to show you something that's kind of rotten. As you can see, there's 25,000 plus items listed as food jewelry. There's 3 columns and 16 rows, which is 48 listings. There are 2 rows of ads, which really means there's 42 listings, because the ads could be recycled. You could see an ad on one page and then see it on the next page. Now, if you go to the very bottom, you'll see they have 250 pages. Now, I'm going to show you some math. I like online calculators. They're cool. So 16 times 16. I was just thinking about the number of the the rows. So 48 is the items that are in there, including the ads. So if you're paying for ads, you might show up there, but we'll just do 48 times 250 so you can see the number. 12,000. So that search that you just saw on Etsy has 12,000 items that it will show, but there's 25,000 plus, which means more than 50% of the food jewelry listings are left out. More than half. So if everybody in that first half was titling food jewelry the way they're supposed to, and you're not, you'd be left out. No one would see you under food jewelry. That's how important this is, guys. And I know it sounds repetitive, but this is the most important thing. I've tried to help people many times with it, and some have got it, some don't. But if you are on Etsy and wondering why you're not getting views, you need to take a look at that and just understand that that could be an issue. So there's other things that play factors in the algorithm too, like popularity. I'm pretty sure that the reason why it's my snow cone that's up here and not any of my other items is because my snow cone has recently sold and been renewed. So once it sold and I renewed it, and it's been renewed as a previously sold item, they see it as being more popular. So that is one of my higher priority ones. Now, they also try to keep any one artist from dominating the pages, at least in the beginning. So you usually won't see too many listings from a single shop in the first pages. There are exceptions. Now, if we go to the second page, you'll see that it is my cupcake that shows out, and that's something that also is a good seller that I've sold several times, well, more than several, but I've sold that a few times and renewed it, so that is why it's getting higher. So that plays into the actual algorithm, and I don't know why my spaghetti earrings are there, because that wasn't a popular one. Maybe I recently renewed it. But another thing is just recently renewed items. Those play into the algorithm as well. And sometimes, like my salted caramel, I did renew a couple days back. And that's something that you'll notice is as you go forward throughout the pages, if you notice that you renewed a batch together, often you will see them in that order, and they'll be broken up by some of your more popular items sometimes, because both of those are factors in the algorithm. This is actually, I'm surprised that I'm showing up this month, missed this much. I'm gonna leave this video done for here. There's a couple more things that I believe are part of the algorithm. Ads. When I used to spend 25 plus a week on ads, I was more relevant, and that's something that I've never heard anybody from staff actually say that they do, but I remember that when I was doing that, I would have anywhere from 6 to 8 items. Anything after the first couple pages, I could have 6 to 8 items listed, and I noticed that when I had been paying 25 plus a month for ads, and I don't think it relies on the amount that you pay, but I just think that if you pay into the ads, that's worked into the algorithm also slightly. But why shouldn't it be? Because if people are paying extra to be seen, it's understandable that they'd want those people to be seen. But see, here I have one listing and I'm back on page 5. Back when I was doing the ads, if I was on page 5, I'd probably see at least 4 or 5 listings from me, and considering there's only 40 on a page, that's pretty darn good. Yeah, see, on page 6, there's not anything of mine, and it wasn't like that before. So ads do play a part in that. I will be doing something on the ads very soon to show you how the new ones work. It's simply out of my budget. I won't be doing it anymore. But it is really good for visibility, and it was great while I had them. I really did love them. I might try them out just to show you guys as an experiment. Let me know if you want me to. Lots of great pictures. I would suggest you looking at all the competition and what you think makes it clickable versus not clickable, what backgrounds you like. Don't take backgrounds from people. Don't try to copy someone's style. You want to stand out. But think about what makes something clickable and picture-wise, and I will be back soon, guys.